What up, YouTube? Got another video for you today. This one's on some pretty cool fixed blade that I just got in from CRKT, and this is the Ken Onion Redemption. Really cool fixed blade. Had my eye on this for quite a while, even before it came out, and definitely wanted to get my hands on one, and I got one, and I'm pretty happy because I've done a lot of recently I've been doing some cut tests on some choppers that I have here, some that I've actually made, and so this is really cool to kind of have it come in at this time when I'm kind of all amped up in that kind of chopper type mood. So here, let's take a look at her. There she is. The Ken Onion Redemption, it's 15 inches total. The actual blade length is 9.5 inches on here. The thickness of it is 0.26 inches there. They're using 01 tool steel, hardened to 56 to 58 on the Rockwell there. Black powder coat on there. It's a flat grind. The typical Ken Onion modified drop point there. It's got some Black G10 there. That's not, it's not like bead blasted or anything, so it's not textured, but the contour of the handle itself doesn't require it to be textured for added purchase or grip. It's just, there's a lot going on with the handle, and basically where you're it's got designated areas for your fingers to maximize your purchase while using this there. Let's take a good look at her. This thing is evil. It's really stabby. You got some jimping up there at the top. Gotta be pretty damn careful when I handle this because the blade is so sharp on that. You have hollowed out pins to hold the handles on there, which is a nice touch there. You got your CRKT logo, of course, on this side. Ken Onion design there. Model number, first production run, and pretty cool. You see the thickness of the blade stock right there. You got the beveled top of the spine that travels all the way down to the point. Really evil knife there. This thing, it's like I said, it's 20.8 ounces, so it's got a little bit of weight. It is forward heavy, but basically for a chopper, that's, I mean, you pretty much want it that way. I mean, I know I do. I want it that way. This edge, it comes down. One of the big things that's been going around in the knife community on YouTube is that with such thick blade stock, that's really hard to get an edge on there that actually can do fine cutting tasks. And I think a lot of people are missing the point when you're dealing with heavy duty tools or heavy duty cutlery, knives and etc. that are meant to be overbuilt and meant to go past the normal cutting tasks into prying things, or more demanding tasks that you may come across that you may have to use your knife for. And so, you know, my overall opinion is that, you know, to be able to slice a piece of toilet paper with an axe or something that's meant to chop is kind of ridiculous. But if it can do it, that's great. And I'm bringing it up with this knife here. This flat grind, they did a really good job on it. It leans down so much towards the edge here that this does and will cut through newspaper, no problem. But there is quite a bit of meat still left on this, on the edge right there, as I carefully rub my finger across here, because this thing will fillet the crap out of you. Really nice. I'm going to be doing testing on this because I'm very anxious to see how this flat grind handles itself through cutting tasks as far as chopping, wood prep, and all other stuff. Maybe go through some 2x4s to see what she'll do. But really nice. I don't have a piece of paper handy, or else I would show you. Maybe I'll grab one real quick. Alright, this is just a little piece of paper with notes on there. Let me see. You know, no problem. And this has been ripped out of it. It's not like a clean edge or anything. Now I want to go grab some. It's pretty sharp, guys. pretty darn sharp. The carrying case on this is you got the Cordova, excuse me, sheath with a molded plastic insert on there. There's a pocket, very generous pocket right here. I would say it's probably about maybe 3.5 inches by 4.5 inches deep. It does go out, and this is probably opens up to about 2 inches or so, so you can put a whole bunch of different stuff, whether it's a little fire starter kit, first aid kit, whatever, it'll fit it in there. You have the clip on top that secures the knife in there. Hey, this also, everything on here is velcroed out, so you can make adjustments as, let's say, you know, a lot of times you'll get a sheath and it fits really nice right when you get it, and then from using it or whatever, the stitching and everything fatigues, and then your knife ride's all loose in there. Well, this has got adjustments here on this clip up top. The belt loop is also velcroed like I showed you. Molly attachments, or Molly slots all throughout the back here. This strap is actually meant to be a leg strap, but I have it here to be put out the way. But as you can see, you can use that in conjunction with the Molly back here to go ahead and attach it and to fix it to anything you have going on, whether it's a pack or if it's something else. You know, let's say you're on a quad or something, you know, and it's something where, let's say you do game processing or whatever, and you don't really need to haul butt through the woods with your dogs or whatever and have this big knife swinging on your side. Well, you will need it if you need to process it. Let's say you're going to gut the animal before you trek it back to the truck and it's on your quad. Well, you know, there's another way you can go ahead and put that on there. So a bunch of different options as far as carry on that. So pretty cool knife. I'm going to love testing this thing. I'm going to go ahead and put it through its paces and go ahead and do chopping a bunch of different things or whatever. One thing too is I like the fact that it is a 1/4 inch thick all the way across there, because, you know, you don't have to worry about having something not be thick enough to baton where you're going to have to worry about the structure or the strength, the integrity of the steel. Not to mention, this is 01 tool steel. You know, the only other thing you could possibly go to as far as seals goes, maybe, you know, like, what is it, A2 or A2 tool steel, but, you know, where you'll have, you know, this is a lot easier to sharpen. It may not retain the edge as long, but not by much. I mean, when you're talking tool steel, I mean, you're talking D2 and all that stuff. That's everybody's bread and butter when they go to make a knife, and I think they did a really good job as far as with what they're using for their steel on this there. Canyon, here's the foresight. I mean, you could instantly tell that these two came from the same designer. It's just, I mean, these two hand in hand. If you were to have this as your folder and this is your fixed, I mean, you can't go wrong. Two items both offered by CRKT. They hit them out the park with both of these, and these are two of my Foresight's always been one of my favorites in my, you know, even though it's not like a high-end custom, it still maintains and continues to be one of my favorite folders in my collection. And now that I've got this, it's definitely something that I'm going to enjoy testing and definitely keeping for a long time, putting it to good use. So anyway, guys, that's kind of my first impression video of the Canyon. I'm going to go ahead and go through and do some testing or whatever. I haven't seen hardly any videos on YouTube on this, so I wanted to bring this to you guys, and I definitely want to do a test video for you guys so you can really understand the capabilities of this knife, or to see if it really suits that role that you're needing your fixed blade to serve for you. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the comments. Please post any questions below, and stay tuned for a testing video that should follow up here within a week's time or so. Take it easy, guys. Peace. Oh, thanks CRKT for hooking it up.